Where I am from, Mexico, more than 78% of indigenous people live in poverty, and more than a half of them, women and girls. As an indigenous girl, without any doubt, your life is determined by highly traditional gender roles. Every day, 11 women lose their lives and dreams based in gender-based violence. And our 2.7 million indigenous girls are the most vulnerable population in all Mexico. Can you imagine that? In Mexico, a country many of you likely visit, indigenous girls attend average of only 5 years of school. Imagine that your only value as a girl or a woman in this society is your ability to cook, clean, or care of your siblings. Uneducated, vulnerable girls grow up uneducated, vulnerable women. And sadly, it's not just in Mexico. It is happening around the world. Let's see this video. I am not the voice of our indigenous woman partners, but I can share with you what they have shared with me. Come with me now to the rural Mexico, to the highlands of Chiapas, the coast of Oaxaca, or the jungle of Yucatan. It is a very, very long trip. You have to walk hours up to the mountain to reach them. In these remote communities, the lack of resources has limited their ability to grow their own food. This has transformed their eating habits. Highly processed cheap foods are winning the battles over beans, corn, and fresh vegetables. Our community partners often do not speak Spanish, but instead they speak one of the 68 Mexican indigenous languages: Zapoteco, Mixteco, Maya, Tzotzil, Tzetzal. And they are beautiful variants provided just a glimpse into the deep cultural traditions, sacred spaces, and their connection with the earth. Time is slowly, very slowly. Natural time, seasonal time, so change are slow as well. As an outsider, non-indigenous, and almost all women staff, we face a lot of barriers in building relationships with our partners. There are a few things that I find help. I dress with respect and pride in these textiles of the region. I paid at a fair price, but with pants, not with this skirt. Because I am a mestiza, and I am a urban woman. I am respectful, I ask questions, but my mantra is be quiet and listen. I create peer-to-peer environment despite the fact that I am a woman, I am a feminist, and I am mestiza. In our meetings with local leaders, the men have a literal seat at the table, while their wives and daughters wait at home. Sometimes few brave women, girls, are bold enough to watch our meetings from outside, through the windows. These brave women are the key connection to the community. They are eager to learn. We sit with them on the ground and learn about their dreams. Then we introduce them the programs that we could happen in their communities. Obviously, they are skeptical because these AIDS programs are usually just for a photo opportunity. Once we pass their test, because they test a lot, us, and we trust one another, our work begins. The communities began participating in the Hunger Project's training and leadership programs, and they start to awakening to their ownership over their lives. They start to make the impossible possible. They experience the feeling of being heard, seen, and taken in account for the first time. To be valued for their gender roles, but for who they are, full human beings with rights. Women and girls build safe spaces, and from inside of those safe spaces, they discover that they are the key actors in the territory. They cultivate new landscapes and new local foods, so their plates is full of right food they have grown by themselves. Now, women also know carry a kind of digital basket, a package of digital tools like online classes that give them to full participation in the market and also in the world. At first, the shift we see is very subtle. A man will ask how decisions may impact his daughter. Soon, some wives be invited to the room. Next, the woman may be asked to share an opinion. Then, they will be invited to be a part of the discussion. With time to time, they become advocates and then partners. Eventually, the woman will be entrusted with leading workshops and even manages resources. You can almost see the oppression physically leaving this woman's body. When we first start working with the communities, women never look us in the eye. They keep their heads down, looking at the ground. As their contribution become valued and acknowledged, their spirits awaken, and they begin looking up. They gain the confidence to look to us with those beautiful dark eyes. Their eyes change. There is a light there. They look at me and say, "See me, I matter." To beginning to imagine a future looks different from the reality they are living today. We call young people to go to their abuelas, abuelos, traditional authorities, wise men and women, and ask them to question norms and myths that limit their lives and their future. A future when men discover they can stand beside a woman in true partnership and still be a strong man. A future when women boldly and confidently embrace opportunity. As the community transforms, they begin to think about how they can create the change. We can see it time and time again, hour after hour, day after day. We do this work in partnership, lifting 500 years of colonialism, racism, and patriarchy. We are not waiting for the structures to fall. We are committing to pulling them down. hand in hand with all of you. Patriarchy, colonialism, racism in Manhattan, in Los Altos of Chiapas, in Oaxaca, or in the Mayan jungle, perpetuates inequality that sustains the hunger. I wake up every morning believing and I create a world without inequalities, a world without patriarchy. I believe in a world without hunger. Can you say it all with me? A world without hunger. Thank you. Gracias.